Before we start the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you never miss any of our new content. I'd also like to clarify something important. Before you watch this video, you need to have watched the summary of the series The Boys. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it using the link provided in the first comment or in the video description. The reason I mention this is that today's series is a spin-off and tightly connects the events from the original show. Alright, let's dive in. The series begins with a normal family watching TV, enjoying their time together. This family consists of a father, mother, and 2 daughters. The most important of the 2 is Mary. Mary was happily playing with her sister until she suddenly felt pain. She went to the bathroom to check it out and discovered blood dripping from her. Naturally, her mother came to reassure and help her, but Mary was terrified of blood. As soon as her mother entered, she slapped the blood off Mary like a bullet, getting rid of it. The problem was that the father also came in to see what was happening. Mary became even more frightened by the excessive blood and screamed, hitting her father horribly as well. Of course, Mary didn't understand anything and was terrified, and her sister saw her but didn't know how to respond. Fast forward about 8 years, and we find Mary in the Red River Orphanage. Mary is now awakened to the fact that she possesses superpowers, although she used to struggle to control them, which unfortunately led to her accidentally killing her family. Currently, Mary is training her powers diligently by injuring herself to draw blood, which she can then shape and control. After completing her training, Mary noticed that students are taken from the orphanage and sent to various facilities against their will. Mary was scared of the situation, but since she's accustomed to it, she went about her day normally. Later, Mary checked her email, which was crucial because she had applied to the God University. Thankfully, she discovered that she had been accepted. She was overjoyed and went to inform the orphanage director about her acceptance. The director was very happy for her but also warned her, "You and others like you have caused problems in the past due to not knowing your powers. If you don't behave, you'll be taken to one of FUT's facilities, and believe me, what happens there is tough." Mary assured her that she wouldn't fail and left to attend God University. God University is for people with superpowers, essentially run by FUT Company, which is heavily involved with superheroes. The university is managed by a famous man named Brink, and his assistant is Indira. Anyone with powers admitted to the university is assigned to a department that Brink deems suitable, either the arts department for acting and similar fields, or the warriors department to become heroes like Homelander and others. Mary arrived at the university, amazed by everything and everyone with different and incredible powers. She continued her walk through the campus until she reached her dormitory. As soon as Mary entered her room, she found her roommate, Emma, who has the ability to shrink and grow in size. Emma, who had shrunk herself at that moment, grew back to greet Mary warmly and began getting to know her. Mary didn't reveal that she was from an orphanage or that she had accidentally killed her family. Emma shared that she runs a YouTube channel where she showcases her shrinking and growing abilities. Mary was genuinely impressed by everything Emma said. After their conversation, they went to watch the students' training sessions on the field. These were standard trainings but reserved for the top 10 students in the university. Emma explained to Mary that the most beloved and powerful of the 10 is Luke, also known as the Golden Boy. Luke has the power of fire and other abilities that grant him high immunity. Currently, he's greeting the girl he loves, Kit, who has the ability to control minds with her hand. Luke's friend, Andrew, arrives and takes Luke from Kit because Luke is about to spar with another student as part of his training. Luke bravely uses his firepower to easily defeat the student and wins the match. Naturally, Emma and Mary watch from a distance, thoroughly impressed by the fight. At that moment, Mary took Emma's phone and logged into the university's website to check which department she was accepted into and found out it was the arts department. Disappointed, she went to speak with Director Brink. Upon arriving, Mary met Brink's secretary, Jordan. Mary requested to meet Brink to understand why she was rejected. Jordan told her that he was the one who rejected her because, simply put, she didn't have many followers on Instagram or wasn't well known compared to other students. Frustrated by being judged based on follower count, Mary became angry. At that moment, Dr. Brink emerged from his office, joked with Jordan, and accidentally hit him with a fireball. However, Jordan transformed into a boy, and the blast didn't affect him because, as it turns out, Jordan possesses a powerful ability to switch genders at will. Brink noticed Mary and approached her. Mary expressed her admiration for his work, saying she had read all his books and memorized his teachings. She begged him to help her join the Warriors department. Brink coldly responded that the arts department was great and walked away. Mary was devastated, but didn't know what to do until she saw someone escaping from under the university. Believing the person to be a criminal, she chased after them using her blood powers, but couldn't catch them. Andrew appeared and helped her, but the soldiers eventually captured the criminal and took him back to a lab-like prison beneath the university. The next day, Mary told Emma about what happened and how she helped catch a criminal. Emma dismissed her, telling her to forget about it and focus on the arts department to ensure their success. Mary let her go and walked away. Meanwhile, at Director Brink's office, Luke sat down and continued talking. Brink realized that Luke had contacted Foot Company and that within 2 months, Luke's name would be added to their roster of superheroes, complete with a costume. Luke should have been happy, but instead, he was scared. Nevertheless, Brink hugged him without saying much and left. At that moment, Mary was still walking alone when Andrew saw her and greeted her, expressing his admiration for her powers he had seen the day before. He invited her to join him, Luke, Jordan, and Kit at a late-night party to have fun and get to know each other better. Mary declined because she didn't want to be seen leaving the university late at night. Andrew left her and Mary returned to Emma, telling her about Andrew's invitation. Emma called her stupid, insisting that Mary should attend because she'd be with Luke, the golden boy, the most famous student at the university. Convinced by Emma, Mary went to the party that night, where everyone was waiting. Despite not liking Jordan due to their past issues, they all left the university together. Initially, everyone went to a place where they heavily indulged in drugs, except Mary, who didn't partake. Luke stayed by her side, talking to her and learning that Mary had lost her family and didn't want to reveal it to anyone to avoid taking a stance against her. Luke shared that he had a brother named Sam, who had also died, but Mary needed to accept what happened and move forward. Comforted by Luke, Mary joined them at the party. The idea was that everyone at the party continued to drink and enjoy themselves, and even Jordan transformed into a girl. Everything was going smoothly until Andrew tried to showcase his power in front of a girl by creating a bird from a piece of metal and making it fly around the venue. Unfortunately, the piece of metal accidentally flew out of Andrew's control and hit a woman present, causing her injury. Andrew tried to save her, but Kit and Luke quickly intervened to help her escape, as the police would arrive and things would get worse. However, Mary refused to leave and used her blood powers to keep the woman's blood flowing, successfully saving her. Everyone captured Mary's heroic act on camera and were amazed and thrilled by her. The next day, these videos went viral everywhere, making Mary famous and beloved by everyone, while Emma was extremely happy for her. Unfortunately, shortly after, someone approached Mary, asking her to meet Director Brink. Mary was excited, thinking Brink might change his mind and place her in the Warriors department. However, when she arrived, Brink told her, "You're an excellent hero, and thank you so much for what you did yesterday. Unfortunately, someone needs to take the fall tonight. Andrew was the one who mistakenly killed the woman, but we can't say it was him because he's one of our top 10 students and might become a hero. So we'll say you accidentally killed her, and as a result, you'll be expelled from the university." Shocked and unable to respond, Mary was left devastated as Brink ruined her life in an instant. She could only take it and leave, feeling powerless. On the other hand, Luke woke up that day feeling strange and started remembering things he had forgotten for unknown reasons. Realizing this, he went to see Dr. Brink. Meanwhile, Mary was still sitting and crying, remembering that when she killed her family, her sister kept calling her a monster, cutting off all ties. Mary told herself, "I'm not a monster," and went back to Brink to convince him. On her way, Mary saw Jordan but ignored him and entered Brink's office. However, she found chaos. Luke was holding Brink, burning him to death. Shocked, Luke confronted Mary, saying, "I had to do this. Don't you know what he did?" Mary reassured him, "Don't worry, I won't tell anyone." But Luke didn't believe her and started chasing her to kill her. Jordan saw this and knew what Luke had done, so he began fighting Luke to protect Dr. Brink. They exchanged powerful blows until Luke managed to knock Jordan unconscious and then rushed after Mary. Mary reached Andrew and all the people at the university, and everyone started filming Luke's rage. Andrew tried to calm Luke, telling him they'd solve the problem no matter what. However, Luke looked around and saw that everyone was now taking bad pictures of him, threatening to ruin his life. In a moment of desperation, he whispered a secret to Andri, apologized, took a deep breath, and flew into the sky, self-destructing completely. Everyone, including Mary, was left in shock, unable to comprehend what had happened. Later that night, everyone learned about what happened. Mary and Andri sat on the ground next to Luke's remains, devastated. Shortly after, Kit arrived, also heartbroken over Luke's fate. Following the events, Ashley, the CEO of Food Company, contacted Indira, the university's assistant, telling her that Luke's death was a significant loss because they had products named after him worth millions. Now they'd have to abandon them, and their reputation would suffer. Indira responded, "Don't worry, we'll say that an unstable addict killed the director and tried to destroy everything." But Andri and Mary saved the situation. Ashley agreed, but reminded her not to mention Jordan because he's Asian and no one knows his background. Ashley then softly asked Indira if the forest had anything to do with what happened. Indira responded that they'd find out and ended the conversation with Ashley. The next day, Mary woke up and went to her classes normally, only to find everyone celebrating her and taking photos with her. Surprised, she asked a classmate, who explained that she had become famous because of what she did the previous day, having been photographed saving the woman. Now, she ranked 8th among the top 10 students. Confused but happy, Mary felt a sense of accomplishment. Meanwhile, Andri found himself as the #1 student on the top 10 list, but didn't care because he was still mourning Luke. Shortly after, someone approached Mary, telling her she had become very famous and that they needed to take numerous photos of her for a TV show that evening. Shocked by all of this, Mary went with the man and discovered that the photographers were also taking pictures of Andri and herself. Dressed in her best clothes, Mary posed with Andri, genuinely happy because now she wouldn't be expelled and was becoming famous. After the photo shoot and all the excitement, Andri and Mary continued talking. At that moment, Andri asked Mary if Luke had told her anything about his father. Mary replied that he hadn't, only that he was killing Brink, the director. Andri found this strange and mentioned that Luke had told him something about Mary's father. He insisted they needed to find out why Luke killed himself. Mary apologized, saying her life was finally starting to get better and she didn't want it to fall apart again. She confessed that she had planned to expose Brink to cover things up, but begged Andri to leave her alone as she wasn't struggling anymore. Taking her words to heart, Andri left. As Andri walked towards the TV show they were scheduled to appear on, he noticed a piece of Luke's remains still on the ground. Feeling guilty, he decided to search the forest lab beneath the university. Meanwhile, Mary was preparing for the show, ready to take the stage and reveal that all the credit should go to Jordan and Andri, not her. She was unaware that Andri was still searching for answers. But during their conversation before the show, the host told Mary that they wouldn't mention her sister on the program. Surprised, Mary asked how, and the host explained that they had reached out to her and requested she come on the show to thank herself. But Mary refused, saying she didn't want to acknowledge her sister anymore. Shocked and speechless, Mary remained silent until the show began. Overwhelmed with sadness for her sister, when the show started, Mary decided to take full credit for what happened and not mention Jordan or Andri. Jordan was watching her, feeling cornered and powerless. Meanwhile, Andri, realizing Mary wasn't attending the show, went into Director Brink's office and started searching his laptop for information about the forest. He found a file listing many students, including Sam, Andri's brother. Just as he was about to continue, soldiers entered the room. Quickly hiding, Andri and Kit watched as the soldiers took Brink's laptop and left. Amidst this chaos, Andri's father kept calling him, but Andri kept ignoring the calls. After the soldiers left, Andri grabbed his phone and chased after them, eventually finding himself inside the forest lab. However, a soldier caught him and activated a device that began torturing him. At that moment, Kit arrived and used her power to make the soldier release Andri. Unfortunately, because Kit had used her powers extensively that day, she passed out. Andri quickly carried her away. When Kate fainted, she dreamed that long ago she had gone with Luke to a psychiatric hospital where Sam was being held. At that time, Sam was extremely violent, brutally killing everyone around him. His brother couldn't even stop him, so Kate intervened and used her powers to halt him. And that was it. Kate woke up. This revealed that she knows Sam, but why didn't she mention it? We still don't know. Anyway, Andrew was relieved that she was okay and thanked her for coming to help. After that, they continued discussing together to uncover the secret of the forest. We can say, my friend, that from that moment on, Kate and Andrew fell in love, not just while searching for the forest. Additionally, on the same day, Mary was returning to her room to sleep, but when she entered, she found her friend Emma had shrunk to a very small size and was about to die if she didn't eat. So Mary gave her some food, and Emma returned to her normal size. After that, Mary learned from Emma that her shrinking was happening because she had been reverting too much. Every time she returned to her normal size, she would shrink again, to the point where she might die. At that moment, Mary got really upset for her and tried to comfort her, but Emma got tired of the consolation and didn't care, then went back to sleep. The next day, the university started organizing a memorial ceremony for the former principal, Brink. Therefore, Indira asked Mary to come to her. When Mary arrived, she kept pretending to play the role of a kind mother. After she finished acting, Indira asked her to attend the memorial ceremony that night because she wanted to collect donations and exploit her name. At that moment, Mary agreed wholeheartedly, not realizing that Indira was exploiting her. Meanwhile, after a while, all the students' parents started coming with their children to attend the memorial ceremony together. Among the parents who came were Emma's mother, whom Emma doesn't like much because her mother cares more about her own interests than her daughter, and also Jordan's family came. And then, that night, the ceremony began. Everyone went there, and as soon as they ate, they entered the ceremony. Indira grabbed Mary and exploited her reputation in front of the people to collect donations to the point where Mary got fed up with the matter. At the same time, Emma was approached by a producer from Fott Company who told her they would make a movie about her as a superhero. Of course, Emma was happy, but got upset again when she found out it would be about her tragedy with shrinking herself. At that moment, she got angry that her mother was exploiting her suffering to make money, so she left her and walked out of the ceremony. As she was leaving, Andrew saw her and followed her. Andrew met Emma and told her that he knows her because he saw her videos on YouTube and heard about her from Mary. Then Andrew said, "I have a request from you," and pulled out his phone, showing her a picture of Sam behind it. He told her that this is Sam, Luke's brother, who is being held in a lab beneath the university where experiments are being conducted on him. Emma was shocked by all of this, but he told her that he wants her to shrink herself and go into the lab to escape Sam because no one else can do that except her. At that moment, Emma agreed wholeheartedly because Sam is too difficult for her to handle. So Andrew took her down to the lab beneath the university and made her shrink. Then, he let her enter and told her that she would meet him outside shortly. And that was it. Emma entered, and Andrew went back to continue the ceremony so that his father, Polar T, wouldn't feel he was gone for too long. The problem was that after a while, Andrew felt that Emma was taking too long and was about to find a solution. So he went to his father and said, "What's wrong? Why are you going in and out? Did I do something to you?" At that moment, Andrew couldn't stand it anymore and told his father everything, including the lab underground and all. At that point, Polar T grabbed his son and told him not to bring up this matter to anyone, then left him and walked away. At that moment, Andrew realized that his father knew everything and was hiding it. But anyway, Emma was still taking too long, so he grabbed his stuff and went to tell Kate, Mary, and Jordan about everything he had done and that he was now afraid for Emma. Everyone got angry with him for not mentioning it, but they took him and went to search for Emma. Meanwhile, Emma had reached the lab and was able to get to Sam through the food given to him in his prison. As soon as Sam saw Emma, he thought she was a hallucination from his mind, so he slapped her. He kept talking to her, thinking she was a hallucination, until Emma told him that she came on behalf of her brother to escape him. Only then did he believe her and agreed with her to escape. Thus, they were now waiting for the guards to come and take the tray of food so that Emma could come out with her and start the plan. While they were waiting, they kept talking with each other a lot until they almost fell in love. But the problem that happened here was that the alarm went off so quickly. Andrew hid Sam and Emma and told her that the guards knew that someone was with her, so they would come to search the place. Indeed, a guard came and kept searching the place while torturing Sam at the same time. But Emma couldn't watch him being tortured, so she jumped on the guard, entered his ear, and completely destroyed his brain until he died. Then she came out of his other ear and immediately took Sam, and they left the forest entirely. Later, Indira and Dr. Cardusa arrived and examined the soldier found in the prison where Sam was held. They were astonished by the way the soldier died. Not only that soldier was dead, but there were dozens of soldiers killed in the prison corridor by Sam on his way out. On the other side, Andrew and everyone with him were still searching for Emma without success. They regrouped and returned to the university, hoping to find her there. Emma had escaped with Sam, taking him far away from everything, and they were waiting for things to calm down before deciding where to go next. Eventually, things settled. Emma returned to her normal size, and everything seemed fine. However, Sam was left alone and realized that no matter how far he ran, they would always find him. He concluded that the only solution was to kill Dr. Cardusa, who was conducting experiments in the forest lab. Emma tried to calm him down, telling him that this approach wouldn't work, but Sam ignored her and left the place. When Emma saw him leave, she quickly returned to the university to find Mary. She met Jordan and Mary, explaining that Sam was now planning to kill Dr. Cardusa. Jordan, knowing where Dr. Cardusa lived since he was an old friend of Brink, quickly gathered everyone, Jordan, Mary, Andrew, Kit, and Emma, and headed to Dr. Cardusa's house. Coincidentally, Sam had already arrived at Dr. Cardusa's house, intending to kill him and his family. But Jordan, Mary, Andrew, Kit, and Emma arrived just in time to confront him. Sam refused to calm down and continued attacking everyone. Emma quickly used her shrinking ability repeatedly until she grew large enough to grab Sam and hold him down. She managed to restrain him and began soothing him with words, successfully calming him down. Meanwhile, Mary was about to speak, but everyone fainted from exhaustion. The next day, everyone wakes up in the same house with their friends, but can't remember anything. For instance, Andrew wakes up not even recalling how he got there, and the same goes for Kate. They continue to search the house for Mary and Jordan until they find them. At that moment, Mary starts looking for Emma, while Jordan sits down with Andrew. Mary discovers Emma sleeping in the pool area of the house, and Emma also doesn't remember anything. Anyway, Mary snaps back to her normal self and starts looking through her phone. She finds a video of herself dancing and celebrating at a party that was held there the previous day. However, neither Mary nor Emma remember anything about it and are very confused. Suddenly, Sam appears from behind them. When Sam first arrives, he thinks they are fine and starts talking to them, telling them they need to escape. But then Sam pauses and realizes that Mary and Emma don't even remember him. At that moment, he understands that someone has erased their memories. Sam tells Emma, "Don't worry, I'll handle this and bring back your memories no matter what it takes," before grabbing some of his things and leaving. Emma and Mary still don't know who he is. After a while, Mary and Emma sit with the others, all trying to understand the numerous events in their lives that they remember but can't comprehend the reasons behind them. Everyone keeps thinking and thinking until they find someone named Roffs in the party video. At that moment, everyone suspects that he might be responsible for what happened to them because he's the only one they dislike and has the ability to manipulate anyone's mind at his whim. Everyone is shocked, wondering why Roffs would do such a thing. Emma then reveals that Roffs once tried to assault her, and she reacted violently, causing him to flee. Later, Kate adds that he also assaulted her in the past, and she didn't realize it because he was manipulating her mind. Everyone is stunned and very angry. However, Andrew grabs his stuff and runs to the university to kill the scoundrel Roffs. Don't forget, I mentioned that Andrew and Kate are currently in love. Indeed, Andrew goes to confront Roffs and continues to hold him until Roffs takes control of his mind. Unfortunately, Roffs manipulates him to the point where Andrew wakes up later in a burger place, furious at what Roffs did, grabs his things, and goes back to search for him. Meanwhile, Sam has been hiding near the sewage entrance, upset and frustrated because he can't make Emma remember everything. Out of anger and stress, he starts imagining Dami in front of him and talks to her. The bigger problem arises when soldiers from the forest prison arrive, but Sam still sees them as Dami and continues to attack them in every possible way, considering them as Dami. However, when he finally snaps out of it, he realizes he has brutally killed all the soldiers and panics, fleeing the place. On the other side, Mary is sitting with Emma, trying to find a solution to their memory issues. While they're talking, Mary feels something on her neck and tries to remove it with her strength, successfully taking out a tracking device. Surprised by the device, Mary gathers her things and goes to find Andrew and Kate. She finds only Kate and tells her about the device, concluding that it's probably not Roffs who did this to them. However, Mary continues her investigation and finds Kate apologizing, causing Kate to forget everything again. This confirms that Kate was the one who did this to her friends. Mary leaves Kate and runs into Jordan, who tries to explain everything that happened throughout the day, but Mary can't remember anything. She assumes that Rolfs manipulated her memory again, so she grabs Jordan and they go together to search for Rolfs. At the same time, Emma goes to a garage where cars are hidden, along with Sam from before. When she arrives, she finds Sam hiding there, scared. Sam is happy to see Emma entering and thinks she remembers everything, but Emma says she doesn't remember and feels like she's been to this place before, but believes Sam and is sure someone erased their memories. At that moment, Sam tells her that Kate is the one who did this and that it's not the first time she's done it. She made his brother Luke forget him multiple times. Emma understands and immediately decides she must inform Mary. Mary has now arrived with Jordan to confront Rolfs, so she quickly calls Andrew to come over. They immediately start attacking Rolfs to make him confess that he's the one who made them forget. Rolfs keeps denying it, but no one believes him until Emma suddenly realizes and tells her that Kate is the one responsible, revealing the whole truth. At that point, Mary calms Jordan down and they start talking rationally with Rolfs. Andrew arrives, swearing and wanting to kill Rolfs, determined to do so. Kate can't take it anymore and finally confesses that she was the one who did it. She touches his face and uses her power to make him remember all the erased memories. When Andrew remembers everything and realizes that Kate was responsible, he's genuinely shocked and tells her, "You're a monster," then leaves her and walks away. Of course, Kate is upset, but overall, she starts restoring everyone's memories. When Emma regains her memory, she insults Kate and storms out to go back to Sam. At that moment, because Kate had to hide and restore the memories of so many people, she becomes extremely exhausted and feels that everyone now hates her. She has a seizure and faints. Everyone gathers around her, trying to wake her up, but she doesn't respond. Suddenly, Kate wakes up and disappears in front of everyone. They think she has the power to disappear, but when they look around, they see the house door opening strangely and step outside. They find a woman searching for her son, along with a police officer telling her, "We're sorry. We've looked everywhere for him, but we can't find him." The mother gets upset, but then sees her daughter trying to approach her. The mother, fearing for her daughter, tells the officer, "I'm afraid of her. Please take her away now." The officer does so and takes her back home. Everyone witnesses this scene and immediately realizes that somehow they entered Kate's mind, and that the little girl is Kate herself. Andrew understands that in the past, Kate didn't know about her powers. By accident, she told her brother to leave and never come back, and he left for real, with no one knowing where he is since then. That's why Kate's mother hates her so much. Andrew continues to look back and encounters Soldier Boy. Everyone is surprised, but realizes that he's a figment of Kate's imagination. The important thing is that Soldier Boy informs everyone that they need to find a way out of Kate's mind quickly, or they'll die inside with her. Suddenly, a lightning strike hits, and Soldier Boy gets scared again. Everyone is frightened, but continues walking through the unknown place until they find all their memories again from Kate's mind. These memories show everyone that when they grew up, Kate's mother kept her locked in a room with a metal door. Today, Indira comes to see her for the first time. Indira is meeting Kate for the first time and explains that Kate's mother has been harsh on her, keeping her locked up, but Kate tries to show her love. Indira gives her pills and tells her that if she takes them, she'll learn to control her powers without fear. Kate takes them, and the memory ends. Suddenly, everyone finds themselves transported from this memory to another memory, this time from Jordan's mind. In this memory, they see that in the past, Jordan heard from outside Principal Brink's office that Luke was fighting with him. Jordan enters and finds Luke blaming Brink for everything. Before Brink can finish his sentence, Jordan drugs him to prevent him from harming Brink. Brink then calls the guards and takes Luke away. When Jordan is asked where Luke is going, Brink tells him that Luke will be treated and returned. The memory ends. Mary and Andrew watch Jordan and tell him that they knew there was a problem between Luke and Brink all along, but didn't mention it. Jordan responds, "I didn't expect it to become such a big issue. And besides, I loved Brink just like my father." Everyone is about to reprimand Jordan again when they find themselves in another memory from Kate's mind. This memory shows everyone in the forest lab, where Brink had the guards take Luke from his office to the lab, moving him from Sam's blood to Luke's. Why? Because Sam is much stronger than Luke, but Sam has had mental disorders since childhood. They did this to give him his brother's strength, because Luke was considered someone who could be part of the Seven. At that moment, as Luke is being moved, Kate, following Indira's orders, makes him forget everything and puts him to sleep again. This isn't the first or last time. Unfortunately, Kate continues to do this to Luke repeatedly. This is the memory, and everyone realizes that Kate is truly terrible because she has known everything from the beginning. Everyone continues walking until they enter a new memory from Mary's mind. In this memory, when Mary accidentally killed her parents, she saw her little sister crying next to her father's body. Mary was about to lose her mind, so she called Kate to stop it, or else they'd all die. Kate brought them to her and said, "I'll save you, but I want to die." Andrew bursts in and tells her, "No, after everything you've done, you can't just die like that. You need to help us correct the mistakes you caused." He shouts, "Wake up!" Upon hearing Andrew's words, Kate wakes up, and everyone else does too. After a while, Emma returns to everyone, but now with Sam. When Sam sees Kate, he gets angry and starts hitting her and anyone who tries to defend her. He's about to kill Kate, but since he and Emma love each other, Emma tells him, "Hey, I'll calm down." Mary then tells everyone that they need to find a solution to everything happening in the forest. Kate responds, "I don't know, but Indira has been making me do all this and asking me to do it for a long time." Sam adds, "I only know that she hates everyone with superpowers." Mary insists they must find Indira and deal with her. Meanwhile, Indira goes to the prison lab and finds Dr. Cardosa, terrified. Dr. Cardosa tells Indira that he created a virus to strip superheroes of their powers, but he realized he accidentally created a deadly virus that killed one of his prisoners. Indira isn't scared at all. Instead, she says, "Great, make it contagious." Dr. Cardosa agrees, despite being terrified of a contagious virus. He proceeds to add more prisoners from the students, along with one injected with the virus, leaving them together to see if it becomes contagious. The scene is genuinely frightening as everyone screams in terror. Indira watches all this from outside, indifferent. While Dr. Cardosa is so scared, he tells her they need to inform Fott about everything. Indira warns him that if Fott finds out, he'll kill them all. At that moment, Dr. Cardosa realizes he thought Fott was the one who ordered the virus, but it turns out it was Indira. Indira doesn't continue talking with Cardosa because Kate approaches her, saying, "I need to meet you urgently." Indira replies, "I'm busy right now. Go home and wait for me. I'll come to you shortly." Kate locks eyes with Indira and sits down with her friends, telling them that Indira asked her to wait at home and that she'll come shortly. Meanwhile, Andrew decides to go with Kate because he doesn't fully trust her. Kate agrees. Mary and Jordan go outside to talk. Jordan wants Mary to help him handle everything without Kate. Mary asks, "How?" Jordan replies, "I have Indira's office key because I'm her assistant. Let's go in, find any important file, and expose her." Suddenly, Mary notices a picture of Victoria Newman and decides to ask her for help to expose Indira. Immediately, Mary and Jordan go to Indira's office to look for any important files. The interesting and strange thing here is that they find a file about Flight 37, which crashed long ago. The key point is that Indira and her husband were on that flight and, of course, died. Mary doesn't understand how this relates to the forest, but doesn't think about it further because she finds Dr. Cardosa in the office, who is drunk. Mary and Jordan quickly hide, but hear Dr. Broer Cardosa talking drunkenly about the virus he created in the forest lab. He then leaves a file on Indira's desk and walks away. When Mary and Jordan hear the word virus, they grab each other and start looking for Victoria Newman to help them. Meanwhile, Kate is at Indira's house waiting for her and Indira. Kate is currently watching TV with Andrew, trying to talk to him to make him forgive her for everything that happened. However, they see on TV that Andrew's father, Polar T, is in an interview with a host, saying he will meet Victoria Newman shortly on campus to discuss an upcoming lecture. Suddenly, Polar T has a seizure and loses control, threatening to destroy the entire studio. When Andrew sees what's happening, he rushes to his father. Shortly after, the ambulance arrives and takes Polar T away. Andrew gets in the ambulance, thankfully, because Polar T's seizure made him use his power to try to crash the ambulance, which would have killed everyone inside. Fortunately, Andrew uses his strength to stabilize the ambulance until they reach the hospital. He stays beside his father, deciding not to leave until he recovers. On the other side, Victoria Newman's lecture begins on campus. Since Polar T, who was supposed to interview her, is incapacitated, they bring in the host. The host keeps accusing Victoria of being against superheroes and so on. However, as you know, she's not against them. She took a photo to run for vice president. The lecture is attended by many university students, and they dislike Victoria's responses. They're about to eliminate her with their powers. Quickly, Victoria's guard escorts her out. While fleeing, Victoria bumps into Mary, who urgently wants to talk about something very important. Victoria recognizes Mary and takes her to a quiet room to discuss. Mary wants to tell Victoria about Indira, but Victoria doesn't give her a chance and shares a lot instead. Victoria reveals that she has a superpower like hers, or actually, it's the same power, but she didn't know anyone else with it. She tells Mary that she used to live in the same shelter Mary came from, Red River, but left and became like the visions Mary sees now. She thought she was the only one with this blood power until she discovered Mary and has been helping her silently, ensuring she gets accepted into God Clan University. Victoria promises to watch over Mary from afar, encouraging her to realize how unique and powerful her abilities are. Mary is shocked but immediately tells Victoria that there's a lab called the Forest beneath the university where Dr. Cardosa is creating a virus to kill all superheroes, especially Homelander. Victoria is horrified and decides to take action, telling Mary to forget everything. Mary insists she has a voice in front of people and can help, but Victoria responds that neither of them has a voice. Anyone who speaks up will tarnish their reputation and be thrown away like the others. Mary pleads to be allowed to help, but Victoria dismisses her, telling her to handle it herself, and walks away. Later, Indira goes to meet a very important person named Greeth Mallory. Greeth comes to meet Indira because Indira requested to discuss something crucial. Indira informs Greeth that she currently has a virus that can eliminate all superheroes at once, including Homelander. Although Greeth doesn't like superheroes, she knows this is considered a war crime and mass genocide. Indira tells her, "You're just as angry as my friend Billy Butcher was, but believe me, calm down and stop all of this because your family won't come back. I'll destroy you." Indira curses Greeth and leaves. Shortly after, Indira arrives at Kate's house and, as usual, tries to show her love. While Kate might genuinely care for her, she realizes that Indira is exploiting her. Using her power, Kate takes control of Indira's mind. She then sends a message to all her friends to come to her house immediately. After a while, Mary, Jordan, Emma, and Sam arrive at Indira's house and find Kate controlling Indira. In front of everyone, Kate asks Indira to recount everything from the beginning to the end. Indira explains that God Clan University isn't what they remember. It's a university designed to study them and identify their strengths and weaknesses. The lab beneath the university is where she worked on the virus to kill all people with superpowers, starting with Homelander. Indira continues, "There was a flight where terrorists attacked. The authorities contacted Homelander and made him go save them and the plane. However, the plane crashed for an unknown reason. After extensive research, I discovered that Homelander sabotaged the plane, causing it to crash into the sea without saving it. My daughter and husband were on that flight and died." She adds, "Therefore, I must eliminate him and all of you because you're all the same." That's the story. Everyone is shocked by this information, even more so when they see Kate make Indira kill herself. At that moment, Mary wants to catch up with her because Victoria is with them and will help. However, Kate prevents Mary from saving Indira and lets her die. Naturally, everyone is stunned and doesn't know what to do next. On the other side, Victoria contacts Dr. Cardosa and asks for his virus in exchange for her family's safety. Dr. Cardosa arrives and gives her the virus. Victoria takes it and simply explodes his mind with her power, grabs her car, and leaves. Almost as if she's trying to hide everything from everyone, Kate takes the virus for herself. After killing Indira, everyone keeps telling her, "You killed her. Why did you kill her?" Kate replies, "I did this for you all, and I won't stay silent here. This is just the beginning." At that moment, Sam tells Kate that he wants to help her eliminate everyone who tortured them. Kate responds, "I'll take Sam now, and we'll go to the Forest Lab to free everyone there," grabs Sam, and leaves. Meanwhile, Mary and the others decide they need to stop Kate and Sam because it would lead to a massacre. After a while, Kate and Sam arrive at the Forest Lab and immediately kill the guards. They then proceed to free all the prisoners there. Kate behaves like their leader, and as she walks, they see the person who was infected with the virus being tested. The scene is gruesome. Kate tells everyone that the university wants to do everything they can to control them and that anyone without superpowers like them must be killed. They release all the prisoners from the lab straight into the university, asking each person, "Are you a superhero?" If they say yes, they let them go. If not, they literally kill them in gruesome ways. At that moment, chaos and destruction spread among everyone, and all the people at the university start running and screaming as others are being killed. Meanwhile, Mary and her group arrive at the forest lab, but are too late as they find the place empty. They split up to try and save whatever they can. At the same time, Ashley, the CEO of FOT, is sitting with her assistants on campus, looking for a new superhero to join the Seven to serve as a media figure. Suddenly, they witness the chaos at the school and see Kate causing someone to swallow an explosive pill and then detonating herself. Ashley tells them to quickly call Homelander and get a plane to leave. On the other side, in the acting department, Sam goes to kill the professor there since he's just a regular human. However, Emma arrives just in time and stops him, letting the professor escape. Emma tells Sam, "You're not evil. Why are you doing this?" Sam replies, "They hate us and lock us up like animals, experimenting on us. They deserve it. And let me tell you something, Emma. You're weak and useless because you want to surrender and help them. That's why I don't want to know you anymore." With that, Sam says goodbye and leaves, while Emma continues to cry over losing Sam. Strangely, when she cries, she becomes smaller, and no one knows why. Meanwhile, Kate confronts Andrew at the hospital while he's with his father. She tells him everything that happened, and that she killed Indira and is freeing the forest. She also says that people are being killed. Kate tells Andrew, "I still love you, so come join us." Andrew is shocked by the call, immediately leaves his father, and goes to the university. As for Sam, he starts hallucinating and seeing his brother in front of him, telling him that what he's doing is wrong and that he's not like that. At that moment, Sam asks Kate to help him stop seeing the hallucinations with her power. She helps him, and they continue killing people together. Fortunately, Mary arrives at Indira's old office and presses the emergency button. Suddenly, all the doors and windows of the university lock down, and a loud alarm blares, affecting all the superhero students and immobilizing them. However, one of the superheroes comes and destroys all the alarm speakers, stopping the sound. At that moment, Ashley instructs everyone to find any of the superhero students in the university and tell them that anyone who kills people in this rebellion will be recruited as a new member of the Seven. She herself did the same and called Mary, offering her a deal to finish everything tonight in exchange for becoming one of the Seven and ensuring she can reach her sister. Mary doesn't care about the offer because she won't kill her friends. She grabs her things and leaves the university, only to find Ashley's plane arriving to take her away. However, Kate quickly sends one of the students to destroy the plane. Fortunately, Andrew arrives in time and makes the plane land without exploding. Mary is happy to see him, immediately grabs him, and they go to confront Kate. Andrew asks her, "How did you manage to control all of them? When you were using your power a lot, it was overwhelming you." Kate replies, "Remember the pill Indira used to give me? It used to weaken my power, but I overcame it." Mary tells Kate, "Stop what you're doing. They called me and called someone else to kill you." Kate hears this from afar, and without any understanding, takes control of a student with the power of invisibility and makes him fight Mary. Meanwhile, Andrew chases after Kate. Mary doesn't know how to fight someone she can't see, but she focuses and realizes she can hear his heartbeat and see it. She quickly locates him, strikes him, and makes him pass out. As for Jordan, he goes to Ashley and her team, making them board a broken-down plane to sit in while he helps Mary and everyone else. At the same time, Andrew arrives at Kate and tries to stop her. Suddenly, Sam appears and starts fighting him. Frankly, Sam isn't easy to deal with and is about to kill Andrew, but Andrew uses his strength to throw a lightning bolt far away, shocking Sam. Unfortunately, Sam gets electrocuted along with another person, and both pass out. Meanwhile, Mary finds Jordan surrounded by prisoners beating him. Using her power, she stops one of them's heart. The problem is that the other one runs to the plane before Mary can catch him to kill Ashley and her team. Mary gathers all the blood around her from here and there, hits him with it, and finishes him off. Jordan also eliminates the last person with him. Suddenly, Kate arrives and tries to control Jordan with her power, but Mary intervenes and accidentally detonates her hand while trying to stop her. Everyone is shocked by what Mary did, and the biggest shock comes when Homelander suddenly arrives at the university. When Homelander arrives, he doesn't understand anything and is confused. Strangely, he tells Mary, "I don't want to hear your voice. Why are you hurting people like yourself?" He immediately starts hitting Mary, and with his laser, makes everyone pass out. That night ends, and Homelander returns to his tower. However, they find something strange on the news. The news reports that Mary, Emma, Jordan, and Andrew are wreaking havoc and causing destruction at the university. Fortunately, Kate and Sam are present and stop them. The news report is unclear, but what's more confusing is that Mary wakes up later to find Jordan, Emma, and Andrew all locked up in a giant room with no doors. She wonders what happened, where this place is, why Homelander did this, and why Fott Company and the world believed Kate and Sam were good, while Mary and her group were evil. Unfortunately, the answers to these questions will be revealed in the next season of this series or in the 4th season of the Boys series, which is coming soon. The last thing we see is Billy Butcher entering the Forest Lab, witnessing everything there, including the virus. It's clear that Butcher won't stay silent about all this. And that's all. Goodbye.